The year is 1984. The doctor, Tegan and Turlo arrive in Little Hotcomb, a small English village, looking forward to spending some time with Tegan's grandfather. They soon discover that all is not well. Tegan's grandfather is missing, and locals are reenacting English Civil War battles from 1643. With the past mixed up with the present, can the doctor stop the games before an evil entity hidden in the village church awakens? Welcome, friends and companions. Sci-fi and fantasy fans meet on this channel for fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We also talk about food and drinks, music, and sport. Random also, because we discuss everything that involves entertainment, including movies and series, books, and music. Random, because we'll broadcast non-fixed times, actually on many different times. You need to subscribe to this channel to know what the time the broadcast is. Random also, because we have no guests or different guests. It depends who wants to join me in the live stream or panel. If you want to join me in a live stream, feel free to contact me via Discord, YouTube, and we'll look what is possible. Discord is called Random Entertainment Channel. Tag Doctor Who and you'll find me. Cheers, mate, and have lots of fun. Your host, Enigmatic Joker, that's me. So today, a fifth Doctor story titled The Awakening. You can hear that my voice is, my throat is what little bit of a mess. So forgive me if you can. I will try my best to be good here. So yeah, that's what. But I wanted to do this live stream very. I was very. I was really looking forward to do this live stream. So again, my throat is not working with me, but okay, we will try our best today. And by the way, it's a short stream because it's a short story. In fact, it's a two-parter today. Um, take some water. Okay, few things for this live stream is built up. First, I do some general info. Then I will dive into a plot. There are two parts. I was already saying that. Then I will name some guest members. I do some world building, some story notes, and in the end, I do the continuity. Because, and again, I repeat myself again and again. Every Doctor Who story in the universe is connected to other stories. Past the story is referenced probably to past episodes, and future episodes refer to this episode. So there is some continuity, and also discuss that. Okay, we are going to the general info. So, The Awakening was the second serial of season 21 of Doctor Who. It was the third and final story to be produced as a two-parter during the Davison era. It was indeed the final two-parter in the traditional 25-minute format. From this point forward in Doctor Who history, any two-parter would be at least 45 minutes per episode. Despite its brevity, the serial boasted a few milestones. It was the first and only contribution by its writer and director. It offered the first outing of the Fifth Doctor's second costume, most notably differentiated and obviously altered cricket jumper. It was the first time in the show's history that Doctor set he started on course to meet a member of a companion's family, in this case, Tegan's grandfather. It was also the final story designed by Barry Newberry, one of Verity Lambert's original designers. Unusually, this series had a certain measure of infamy in Britain for one of its outtakes from part two, in which a horse-drawn carriage was seen to apparently destroy a leaf gate. The scene became one of the few Doctor Who outtakes to actually be broadcast on the BBC and was also seen internally on BBC safety videos as an example of how not to film scenes involving animals. Naturally, for the transmitted version of the episode, the sequence cut before the disaster. So that is general info about this story. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! We now will dive into the plot. So if you haven't watched this story, this two-part story, if you haven't heard, if you listened to it, go and watch this wonderful story and then come back to hear the plot. So, spoiler alert. Part 1. On 13 July 1643, two forces came to the village of Little Hotcamp during the English Civil War and destroyed each other. As the story begins, Roundheads are riding horses in the village of Little Hotcomb with little regard to the villagers around them. However, it is not 1643, but 1984. Who? A schoolteacher, Jane Hamden, is convinced that her fellow villagers, led by the local magistrate Sir George Hutchinson, have taken their reenactment of a series of battles too far. Hutchinson tries to assure her that the games are a harmless event to celebrate the war. When Hamden asks him to stop the games, Hutchinson ignores her. The Doctor promises to take his companion, Tegan, to 1984 so she can spend some time with her grandfather, Andrew Verney. He sets the coordinates to Little Hotcamp, where Verney resides, but the TARDIS experiences some turbulence and lands in what appears to be a structurally unstable church. The Doctor, Tegan, and Turlough, watching on the scanner, see a man in 17th century clothing flee from a church. The Doctor dashes out to help him, but the man has vanished. Tegan is convinced that they have landed in the wrong time, but Turlough has checked the TARDIS coordinates and they are in 1984. As the Doctor and his companions pursue the man, smoke billows from a crack in the wall. Eventually, the three travelers are captured by Captain Joseph Willow and taken before Hamden and Colonel Ben Wolsey, who apologize for the poor treatment. Hutchinson arrives and explains the town is celebrating the anniversary of the Battle of Little Hotcamp. He urges him to join the celebration. Tegan is told her grandfather is missing and runs outside. Adala follows her, but loses her. Tegan, upset, is crying when someone steals her handbag. She tries to get it back and runs into a barn where she finds the ghost of an old man. The Doctor returns to the church and meets a 17th century peasant, Bill Chandler, who emerges from a wall. He has been hidden in a priest hole and believes the year to be 1643. Turlough rescues Tegan from the barn and they return to the TARDIS. There's a sparkly projection on one of the walls. Meanwhile, the Doctor and Will investigate the church. Tegan and Turlough leave the TARDIS and are recaptured. Turlough is locked in a building with Fernie. Willow forces Tegan to change into a 17th century costume. She's to be Queen of the May. The Doctor and Will find a secret passage to Ben Woolsey's living room under a slab marked with a picture of a creature that Will identifies as the Malus. Coming the other way to the passage, the Doctor and Will meet up with Hamden, who found the passage other and after being locked in Colonel Wolsey's office. They avoid Hutchinson, who has followed Jane down the passage, and the Doctor finds a small ball of metal. The Doctor identifies the metal as Tinclevic, a metal mined by the Terraptiles on the planet Raga for the most exclusive use of the people of Hakel, a planet in star system Rifta, where psychic energy is a force to be harnessed. Returning to the church, the Doctor and Hamden are astonished when a massive alien face pushes its way through the crack on the wall. And that, my friends and Wolvians, companions, is the end of part one. That's right. Now we go to the part two. The creature roars and spews smoke. They escape from the psychic projection of a cavalier and ran and returned to the house via the tunnel. The doctor realizes that the menace in the church was discovered by Verney and his assistant. The latter tried to exploit the creature, but it used him by organizing the war games. The psychic energy released by the war games has fed the menace. The doctor and Jane again try to persuade Hutchinson to stop the games. The final battle will be for real. He refuses and orders Woolsey to kill the doctor. Once Hutchinson leaves, Woolsey joins forces with the doctor. The Queen of the May is taken in a horse-drawn cart to the village green, where she is to be burned. Hutchinson suddenly notices that the Queen is not Tegan, but a straw dummy that has been put in her place by Woolsey. Hutchinson becomes angry and orders his men to kill Woolsey and the others. Bill appears in the nick of time and uses a flame torch to cause a distraction. This allows the Doctor, Hampden, Woolsey, and Tegan to escape to the TARDIS. The Doctor locks its signal conversion unit on the frequency of the psychic energy feeding the malice, hoping to direct it. Willow and the Trooper try in vain to break their way into the TARDIS. Turlo and Fernie knock them unconscious with lumps of masonry. Doctor blocks the energy and the projection of the malice in the TARDIS dies. The real malice desperately tries to drain all the psychic energy from the villagers. It creates a corporeal projection of three roundheads who try to kill the Doctor and his allies. However, the dazed and confused trooper stumbles away from the TARDIS and into the main church area, where he becomes surrounded by the roundheads. They decapitate him and then vanish. Hutchinson arrives and holds them all at gunpoint. When the Doctor tries to talk Hutchinson out of the thrall of the menace, Willows attacks the group. In a scuffle, Will pushes Hutchinson into the mouth of the menace, destroying its medium. Realizing it has failed, the menace prepares to destroy itself and everything around it. The chairs begin to collapse, and the Doctor leads the others, including Willow, into the safety of the TARDIS. Inside the TARDIS, the Doctor's companions are surprised to see Will standing among them. Doctor explains he must have been wrong in his assumption that Will was a psychic projection. The menace must have created a temporal rift which allowed Will to slip into the future. The Doctor will take Will back to 1643. Tegan objects and asks the Doctor to allow her some time to visit her grandfather. The Doctor is disgruntled, but is persuaded to stay in the little hut camp for a while for a rest. That, my friends, is the end of this story. See, I will name now some guest members. The Doctor is played by Peter Davison. Tegan is played by Janet Fielding. Turlo is played by Mark Strickson. Jane Hampden is played by Polly James. Sir George Hutchinson is played by Denny Dale. Colony Wolsey is played by Glenn Houston. Joseph Willow is played by Jack Calloway. Will Chandler is played by Keith Jane. Trooper is played by Christopher Saul, and Andrew Verney is played by Frederick Hall. That are the actors, main actors. Now some world building. Tinclevic is mined by Terraptiles on the planet Raga for the almost exclusive use of the inhabitants of Hakel in the star system of Rifta. Second thing, the Menace, the occupant of a Hakel computer-controlled reconnaissance probe, came to Earth in 1643 as the spearhead of an invasion fleet which never followed. Third thing, the Doctor and Turlo are both fond of tea. Influences in relation to world building. Two things. The story shares similarities with the first serial of Sapphire and Steel in that images of the past are projected forwards by a malevolent force they're capable of interacting with the present. Second thing is the exchange. You speak treason fluently is from the adventures of Robin Hood. Okay, now some story notes. This story had the working titles of Wargame and Poltergeist. Second thing, a scene involving Tegan and the Doctor's robotic companion chameleon in a corridor in the TARDIS in part 1 was filmed for the serial, but edited out before transmission due to the episode overrunning. It would have been the character's first appearance since the King's Demons, and the character would not appear again until Planet of Fire. That is with companions Turlo and oh, I don't remember it anymore. Okay, whatever. Um, Script editor Eric Sauert implemented several elements from his own story in the Visitation, such as Tinklavik and Raga, thereby making The Awakening a loose sequel to the Visitation. Another thing is, um, Will Chandler was considered for a new companion, but Eric Sauert and John Nathan Turner felt viewers might become tired of him. When directly questioned about this in about 2010, however, Sauert remarked that he knew nothing of any plans to make Will a companion. Another thing is compared with his long odyssey to return Tegan to Heathrow Airport. In the early 1980s, the Fifth Doctor is apparently much better at landing in her grandfather's village. Part 1 suggests he got it right on the first go. Thing also thing is the story also exists in the BBC archives as the 50-minute compilation repeat broadcast on Friday, 20 July 1984. It is fortunate indeed that the compilation version was made and still exists on a 625 line Paul color videotape to this day. As the master 625 line Paul videotape of part 1 was accidentally badly scratched during a duplication session in 1987 and is now no longer broadcastable. No actual material has been lost. A completely new undamaged transmission master 625 line Paul videotape part 1 has been made using the still existing 16 millimeters color film of the location sequences and a compilation repeat. Another thing is the Radio Times program listings for the original transmissions of parts 1 and 2 featured no synopsis. However, that for the 15-minute compilation version bore the following item. What evil sleeps in the church of a quiet country village? Another thing is, due to an oversight, Frederick Hall and Ruverney was uncredited in Radio Times for the original transmission, with credit for the 15-minute compilation version. Another thing is during the credits, each letter features a light blue outline in hollow letters. The outline is presented inside them as well. The serial is the only one to use such a feature for reasons unknown. Another thing is the story was one of two considered for the slot. The other was The Darkness, which was also written by Eric Pringle, would have featured the Daleks. In the event, The Awakening was chosen over The Darkness due to Eric Sauer's forthcoming story, featuring the Doctor's arch-enemies, Resurrection of the Daleks. Another thing is, this is the first story since Black Orchid not to feature a returning adversary, though terror reptiles are mentioned. Another thing is Eric Pringle was unhappy with Eric Sauer's rewrites, believing that they made the story confusing and rushed. Another thing is this was originally intended to be a four-part serial, but cut to too early in the script editing stage. Another thing is, for the first time, Peter Davison donned a slightly redesigned costume, while his hat and frock coat remained the same. His jumper was given larger black and red stripes along the top and bottom. His trousers had thick orange and white stripes. A green lining was added to his shirt collar in place of the original red. Another thing is this was the last story that set designer Barry Newberry worked on. He designed a leaf gate because there wasn't one available on location. Another thing is Eric Sard provided the Malice with a backstory connected to Turlebtals, which is also hoped to lay the groundwork for their return appearance. And another thing is in the original script, the Malice emerged from the fabric of the church wall. Next thing, Sir George Hutchinson's first name was originally John. I think a press protocol was held, although John Nick Turner was irritated to observe that the reporters were less interested in Doctor Who than in Peter Davison's wife, Sandra Dickinson, who had accompanied him to the location shoot. Next thing, Eric Pink was inspired by his interest in the English Civil War. Another thing is the cast traveled to Tarrant Moncton day early so they could practice their horse riding. Another thing is this was Michael Owens Moore's first directing assignment, although it would be his only contribution to the series. And last story note is that on the story's audio commentary moderator Toby Haddock mistakenly stated that Polly James' son Adam James was in Voice of the Damned. In fact, he was in Planet of the Dead. That is with it's a special with the Tenth Doctor and yes. Okay, third, the last thing, the continuity, the context. 4 points. First is the attempts to return Will to 1643. The TARDIS materialized on a planet of extremely intelligent, warlike, walking reptilians, whose king wanted to execute the Doctor. Prose is the king of terror. Second thing, the Menace and his companions probe Croft hinted at in dialogue of the story, are reintroduced later in Prose, the Hollow Man, and Prose, the Last of the Gathering. Third thing is while on a little hot camp, the Doctor received the Reborn Master's distress call in Oxford in 2016. That is a link to audio and you will obey me. And the last thing in the continuity in the context is that Jane Hamden was Maggie's third year teacher at Little Hotcombe's primary school. You can see that in the audio, link to audio and you will obey me. So that was all for this story. Um, yeah, and actually, um, some things about it. Um, yeah, at some um, yeah, Will Chandler. Yeah, I hoped that Will Chandler was a companion, but yeah, unfortunately they didn't. It would be very interesting to see Will Chandler in this as a companion of the Fifth Doctor. So it's a pity that he isn't in it, but yeah, okay, whatever. Um, we'll do some commercial and then I will close the stream. Yeah, my throat is still a little bit of. I hope the next live stream will be much. That my throat is much better, but because it's very irritating. And usually I am more loud or more. Um, but okay, all right. Sci-Fi Fantasy fans meet on this channel for fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We also talk about food, drinks, music, and sport. And especially a special place on this channel, and a special place in my heart. Doctor Who. His uh, channel is called Random Entertainment Channel because we will discuss everything that involves entertainment, including movies and series, books and music. We don't discuss politics and religion. Random because we will broadcast non-fixed times, actually many different times. You need to subscribe to this channel to know the time the broadcast is. That also depends on your time zone. by the way, where you live. Random also, because we will have no guests or different guests. It depends what you join me in the live stream or panel. If you want to join me in the live stream, feel free to contact me via Discord, YouTube, and we'll look what is possible. Yes, um, I want to also talk about the fact that I want to build this channel and the Discord server. I want to build it up. And if you are interested to contribute to this channel, to the Discord server, feel free to contact me via Discord or YouTube. Discord, you can send me a DM, and yeah, we'll go as possible. What I want to establish and expand and extend and the different actions of this channel and the Discord server. More interactive, more and more topics, more things. But in the end, I want to also talk about other things on this channel, not only Doctor Who, but also the things about music is a very great passion, big passion of me, great passion of me. So yeah, feel free to contact me. Give your ideas for live streams, for topics for live streams, for franchises, for series, or else for music or about sport or food. This I have some ambitions for this channel. Uh, I put no pressure on myself, but I have some dreams and ambitions, and you are probably part of it. If you want to join and you want to contribute, want to, yeah, give your ideas in this. So feel free to contact me. Send me a message. Put your comment on our YouTube video. Send me a message via Discord, and we'll look what is possible, my friend. Because I think you can do more and more things if you have if you are a team with each other. You can actually add to each other, and then one person is strong in this thing, and the other person is strong in that thing. So we can add to each other, and we can help each other. So a little bit of promotion. Discord channel is Discord server is called Random Entertainment Channel. Tech Doctor Who. I bumped the server regularly, so you can find me probably quick. So cheers, mate, and have a lot of fun. Your host, Enigmatic Joker. I wish you a very nice weekend. Goodbye, sir, or goodbye, ma'am. Goodbye. You to you. Bye bye.